You ever felt like you're putting in hours at the gym, but somehow your strength just isn't improving? What if I told you that despite all that hard work, you might not actually be getting stronger at all? Think about it. You're lifting heavier weights, pushing yourself to the max, but the mirror's reflection or the numbers on the barbell don't seem to show the progress you've been expecting. Here's the kicker. It's not about the amount of weight you're lifting, it's about how you're lifting it. Now, hold up, before you roll your eyes and think, of course, I know my form matters. There's more to this than just not letting your knees collapse during squats. The truth is, 80% of people in the gym are making one crucial mistake that's stalling their progress. And no, it's not the not enough weight excuse. Let's talk about your body mechanics. If you've been doing exercises like push-ups, deadlifts, or squats, chances are you've been doing them wrong. But here's the thing, you can't just go harder and expect better results. If your technique isn't on point, you're likely stressing your joints, not targeting the right muscles, and worst of all, you're setting yourself up for injury. But don't worry, we're going to fix that. Now, imagine your body is like a high-performance sports car. Sure, you can rev the engine all day, but if the gears aren't meshing correctly or the alignment's off, you're just burning gas for nothing. Your muscles are the gears, your joints are the suspension, and proper technique is the alignment that keeps everything running smoothly. When I show you how to nail that form, I want you to feel it in your muscles, not your lower back or knees. You're not just moving through the motions, you're building power. And here's the secret. If you get the fundamentals right, your body will start rewarding you in ways you can't even imagine. But how do you know when you're actually getting stronger? And how do you tell if you're doing an exercise correctly, not just going through the motions? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down today. Let's go deeper into how to perform an exercise properly, so you can actually feel and see the strength you're building. Stick with me. Now, let's dive into something crucial, how to actually know if you're getting stronger. It's not just about lifting heavier weights every week. It's about being aware of your body's true progress. It's about understanding how your body should feel when you're executing each rep with perfect form. And let me tell you, there's more than meets the eye. Most people think they're progressing when they're simply pushing harder, but the true test is how well you execute each movement. So let's take something simple like push-ups. Most people think they're doing them right because, well, they can do a lot of them. But are they really working the muscles the way they should? Or are they just going through the motions, feeling a bit of burn in their chest and calling it a day? Here's the deal. If you're not engaging your core during push-ups, you're not truly maximizing the exercise. Without solid core activation, your body will sag in the middle, putting unnecessary strain on your lower back. This can lead to discomfort and potential injury. Plus, you're not hitting your chest, shoulders, and triceps as effectively as you could. How do you fix this? Easy. As you get into position for your push-up, think of your body as a straight line, from your heels to your head. Picture your torso like a plank of wood. If your hips drop or rise, that's a red flag. Engaging your core is key. Tighten your abs like someone's about to punch you. This slight change in posture makes all the difference in the world. Suddenly, your chest, shoulders, and arms have to work harder, and you'll feel the difference instantly. But let's take it a step further. Deadlifts, one of the most effective full-body exercises there is. But too many people mess this one up. They either round their back when lifting, or they jerk the barbell instead of smoothly lifting it. Here's the thing, when you perform a deadlift improperly, you risk putting all that weight right on your spine. That's a fast track to serious injury. How do you know you're doing it right? First, start by positioning your feet directly under your hips, with the barbell over the middle of your feet. When you grab the bar, make sure your back is flat. Imagine a straight line from your head to your tailbone. Push through your heels as you stand up, keeping the bar close to your shins, and keep your chest up. Your hips and shoulders should rise together, not one before the other. That's the secret to a safe and effective deadlift. But here's the thing. While we've covered the basics of these exercises, it's the smallest tweaks that'll take you to the next level. Here's the truth. Proper form isn't just about preventing injury. It's about making sure your muscles do what they're supposed to do. Let's talk about squats for a minute. Anyone who's ever squatted with bad form has probably experienced some form of discomfort in their knees, or maybe even their back. The most common mistake I see? People tend to let their knees cave inwards as they squat. Not only is this dangerous, but it means you're not activating the right muscle groups in your legs. To fix this, think about pushing your knees outward. Think of your thighs actively driving away from your body as you squat. Your feet should be shoulder width apart, and you should feel your hips going backward, not just downward. Imagine sitting back into a chair. Don't let your knees track too far forward over your toes. Keep our chest up and your back neutral as you drop into the squat. Engage your glutes and hamstrings to power yourself back up. When you do this correctly, you'll feel it in the right spots: your quads, hamstrings, glutes, and even your core. This is how you build functional strength. But, and here's the kicker, most of these mistakes are subtle. You might not even feel them at first, especially if you're a beginner. You might think, hey, this feels fine. But over time, you're building bad habits that slow down your progress. That's why it's so important to keep an eye on your form and make adjustments when needed. Now, what about core strength? If you're looking for true strength, it's not just about lifting heavy weights, it's about developing a solid foundation. Think of your core as the foundation of a skyscraper. Without a strong foundation, no matter how tall or impressive the building is, it's going to collapse. Your core is what stabilizes your entire body, and when it's weak, the rest of your body compensates, often leading to improper form and injury. So, how do you strengthen your core properly? Start by mastering the plank. Sounds simple, right? But so many people get it wrong. They sag their hips, they don't keep their back straight, or they let their shoulders round forward. To perform the perfect plank, make sure your elbows are directly under your shoulders. Keep your body in a straight line, tighten your core as if someone's about to punch you in the stomach, and hold. If you feel your back arching or your hips dropping, you've gone too far. The goal is to maintain a neutral spine, engaging your abs and glutes without letting your body dip. When you can hold a plank with perfect form, you're ready to start adding more advanced core exercises, like the hanging leg raise, which will target your deep abdominal muscles. The key is progression. Once you've mastered the basics, move on to exercises that challenge your stability, and soon you'll notice a massive difference in your overall strength. But remember, this journey isn't about overnight results. You won't wake up tomorrow with a six-pack or deadlift twice your body weight. Progress comes from perfecting your form and gradually adding more weight or resistance as your body adapts. And here's a challenge for you. Next time you hit the gym, focus on just one exercise and make sure your form is flawless. It could be the push-up, deadlift, squat, or plank. Do it slowly, feel each muscle working, and aim for perfect form with every rep. Then, notice how much more efficient your muscles become, how much less strain you feel, and how much faster your strength improves. And always remember, strength isn't just about lifting heavier weights, it's about lifting smarter, making sure your form is perfect, and challenging your body to adapt and grow. Stick with it, keep focusing on your form, and soon you'll be amazed at how much stronger you've become. Imagine this, you've been hitting the gym for weeks, pushing yourself through intense workouts, but somehow you're not seeing the strength gains you were expecting. What if I told you that lifting more weight isn't the real secret to building strength? It's actually about how you're lifting that weight. And if your form isn't on point, no matter how much you lift, you're not truly progressing. Think about push-ups for a moment. You might think you're doing right because you can pump out a dozen or more. But are you really activating the right muscles? If your core isn't engaged and your body isn't aligned in a straight line, you're not targeting your chest, shoulders, and triceps the way you should. Instead, you might be putting unnecessary strain on your lower back. The solution? Focus on keeping your body in a straight line from your heels to your head. Tighten your core as if someone's about to punch you. This small tweak will make your push-ups far more effective and less risky for your lower back. Let's take deadlifts for example. One of the most powerful exercises you can do, but also one of the most dangerous when done incorrectly. If you round your back during a deadlift, you're putting your spine under unnecessary pressure. Instead, keep your back flat and chest proud as you push through your heels. When you lift with perfect form, you engage your glutes, hamstrings, and lower back muscles, which is exactly what you want. Now squats. The most common mistake here? Letting your knees cave in as you descend. This not only puts you at risk of injury, but also takes away from the effectiveness of the exercise. Instead, think about pushing your knees out, like you're trying to break a piece of wood with your legs. This activates your glutes and quads in the right way, ensuring you're getting the full benefit of each rep. The key to building strength isn't about the weight on the bar, it's about executing each movement with perfect form. By focusing on small adjustments, you'll notice your muscles working more efficiently, reducing the risk of injury, and seeing more noticeable gains. Keep practicing, focus on your form, and watch your strength improve.